Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blanks, joined as always by my co host, Brian.
All right, buddy.
As you can see in the title, this is our Southern Charm review for this week, but obviously, this is our first review since the news. Obviously, the news that we all know Craig and Paige, the relationship has ended. Pour one out, bow your head. If you're surprised, though, I don't know what I don't know what to tell you because this was something that I thought was always going to happen. They were turning into a little bit of a status couple. But even tonight for Greg, you hear some of the quotes. What all I'm interested in is hanging out, making money and banging my girlfriend. There's a lot of defensiveness going. There's a lot of plans being made. Where you could get into a ton of the rumors, whether she had an idea of him wanting to propose and all like that, but tough. It is going to impact how we watch the rest of the season, right? And Summer House is coming
Right,
back too, obviously, Brian. So
right.
it's must watch TV now, and it's a little morbid.
Yeah, man. Because I thought about Southern Charm a little bit. I thought a little more about Summer House because I just watched the whole season where you know that Lindsay and Carl don't end up together, and then I got to another season where Paige is not going to be together with the person that she's with. So it's just kind of crazy, and I'm interested to see what the dynamics will be. I guess a year and a half now, or a year plus from now, when I watch Summer House two seasons from the one that's coming out and the one after that. That's kind of what I'm looking forward to now. But it's crazy. Jack record is not good.
I mean, I don't really feel like hearing Shep. I don't feel like
No. Oh,
hearing
no.
Austin. I don't feel
No.
like if you're talking about Summer House, I don't want to hear Kyle, right? Like I don't want to
Mm.
hear. They're smug bastards. Like I do not want to hear them, and all of them for different reasons, right? You get all of them. The Shep's just a straight hater. Kyle, I mean, you can tell me what Kyle's problem is.
He's a terrible husband.
Yeah, he's just an asshole. And then Austin is just like a 12-year-old. Like he can't
Yeah.
decide because he's supposed to be boys with Craig, right? And even though like he doesn't do a lot, but you still podcast with him. They still do. Were hanging out as of the last few years, and the rest of them really can't say that. And he doesn't even stick up for his boy.
Yeah, that dinner scene when they're complaining about Craig, like oh, he doesn't want to do all this stuff, and like these are the two guys. Like, what are your jobs again? Like, what do you do? Like, Chef, what did you do for money? Did you ever have a job? Austin couldn't even hold a job, and I like that part. Like, I Craig was annoying me, but like I had to pull back the Craig side a little bit because I can't the audacity of Austin there is just
Well, if you think about the
I can't
podcast,
stand it.
and now too, like very recently, they just opened a bar in Charleston, like Craig and Austin together. So like that dude should be like he should be riding for Craig a little bit more
Yeah,
than he does. I don't
he's
understand.
phony, dude.
Maybe
He's
trying
so
to
phony.
like be more buddies with Shep than Craig.
Because of the same person, just a couple, just a big age difference. I just thought he was kind of throwing on Craig because he was at the party for Patricia. I really think that's the only reason that he was really doing a lot of stuff. And that's just to me, he's a phony. He's a phony dude. I don't like him.
Listen, I mean, I don't think Craig's really performed over the years that well with Patricia, especially at Patricia's house, right? So I don't know, like, and if you're not around and you're not reaching out, it's not very hard. She's an old lady, like you should reach out, right? I mean, if she's been nice to you, and if not, and you don't have any interest, then don't be mad you don't get invited to a dinner. The other people literally, the one thing I will say about them is they spend 90% of their time in Charleston, right? They actually live and actually are part of the community per se. Craig is, but also more worried about. Listen, you hear like I don't want to hang out with you, and then you posted an Instagram video of yourself sewing.
Oh,
That's like that is crappy. Even if it's to Austin, like I don't
it,
love that, and that's what's gonna set up people to hate on Craig. When I don't
yeah.
think Craig is like a real terrible person, but if you're rolling on this season now, he also did lie about the stuff with JT, right? And that
Mhm.
eventually JT will confront him. And you know what he's going to say? He's like, "You did say that." And he's going to go, "No, I didn't." But then
Mhm.
everyone's going to pull the tape up, right? So none of that's going to happen until the reunion. And we don't even know JT is going to show up to the reunion because he quit the show.
I mean, if I was him, I wouldn't. But go back to that line on the pool that you just brought up. Was Austin right? Yeah, but man, I thought he looked like a weak man. He just I don't know. A guy complaining about Instagram to another guy. I couldn't even relate to it. I was just like, ugh, boys.
Again, I don't know why you would crap where you eat and you're making money with Craig regardless. So just
Yeah.
yeah, you're better off just rolling for the guy a little bit. You don't have to get in arguments with other people about it, but you'd be like, this is happy, and I don't think we need to hate on it. And like, yeah, I miss him too.
It yeah, it almost seems like fake to me a little bit. Like
It's
they
forced
could come
drama.
up with a middle ground here where it's like I get that Craig doesn't want to spend 5 hours playing golf, but they could be like, hey, why don't we just go get lunch? Like,
I
you
can
know what I
understand
mean?
that,
Like,
like he doesn't want to go to the bar to watch a game, but I have a hard time believing that Austin wouldn't go to his house to watch a game.
yeah,
Some of this comes off as like neither are asking the other.
yeah. To me, they're both not trying. It
But
just
it can't
seems
be
like
that bad if they're still
yeah,
doing these podcasts and the big
right.
opening bars together, right? So that's where it's a little tough. And that's again, that's what a lot of these Bravo shows have to fight against. We do know, not even knowing the future, but just knowing even what already exists during that time. That like, okay, that's some form of storyline, I guess. It's what else are you gonna have to do with Craig? You're not gonna follow his sewing escapades, right? Like that's what his social media is for. So his
Yeah,
only real drama right now is to make up a lie about somebody he obviously doesn't give a crap about JT, and then just fighting with his old friends about how he's doing better than them. Problem for problem for Craig is that like eventually like one of like like one of Shep's relatives is gonna be unalived due to old age, and he's gonna inherit some like 500-acre house probably be worth
God.
like 50 million overnight, right? Like he's Whitney, but you know, Whitney, shout out to Whitney, owns the house. I wonder if he bought it for like $1. He probably did. He probably that's such a tax. They basically admitted to tax evasion on this episode.
He can move his coffin into the basement. The vampire.
That's great.
Shep talking about how, like him and his girlfriend were talking about having kids. Like, what are these people doing, man? They've been together for like a hot minute.
Shepard, it's not going to happen. And we all
Yeah,
kind
he's
of
such a
know that Pick is kind of like
dork.
a Bravo fan, apparently. And we're going to see that, I think, during this season, which will be very funny.
Do we think that they're filming with this Paige Craig stuff currently?
No, they're not filming.
That sucks.
No, they're not filming. I know
You don't
that
think they
for a
picked
fact.
the cameras up?
No, I know that for a fact. They're not filming. But
That's a
again,
bummer.
the difference again is, and she's listen. I don't hate on her. She's been nothing but transparent. She hasn't like misled him or gaslit him in any way, and so she doesn't want to be a mom or a wife right now. And
Yeah,
she's not gonna like make everything have to go through a Bravo show. She's her podcast stuff and all that brand is blown up. So she's gonna control. That's why she did it on her podcast, right? That's why anything is gonna come via her. She's interacting with TikTok people, kind of just like trolling them that are doing stories about her. Like she's not stupid. She knows what she wants to do. I do feel for Craig because I think he was naive enough to think that she was going to change. But even in this episode, which definitely was edited before the breakup, I don't think this was inserted into tonight. It was like his dream scenario is to be sitting down with his wife and kids having dinner, and she wants nothing to do with that. Like, and that's fine. But
yeah,
I'm glad that he's freezing his sperm stuff.
yeah. That was weird. Yeah, that's just like a lot of like so far this season. It's been a lot of fluff, a lot of fluff.
They're just killing time until the Bahamas stuff, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Which again is fine. I don't go to this show looking for hard hitting stuff. I know
No.
that Vanderpump-esque where they are old now, and it's not going to be the same as when they were young and stupid, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be that. I just frankly, again, like you said, now it's crappy to say, but it's like the best thing to happen for the show is something like that because now next season, season
Yeah.
11 is very interesting. Like
Hmm.
Craig's
Hmm.
very interesting again. All that dynamic, that's very interesting.
Right.
And so like you said, Summer House, what season will that be?
I think it'll be 9 or 10. I can't remember, man. I gotta look at my
So
notes,
like,
but
the one that'll come out next January or
I
February.
think it comes out when this show's over.
Yeah. So
Or like right around the same time. It might like overlap a little bit, but I want to talk about one thing really quick is the and I mean the only new person I really like on the show is Rodrigo and him saying to God, I don't even remember her name because she's so unimportant to me. Taylor?
yeah,
Like about like, hey, you maybe should bring your boyfriend around because everyone has an opinion about him and you're like trying to like hide him from us. Like he needs to come into the picture because I want to see some awkward interactions. Like that's something I want to see.
I appreciate that as far as the show. I don't blame that dude at all.
No, I don't blame him at all. I don't blame him at all.
No. No thanks. And she's petrified of the idea. She's like, I don't need that in my
Yeah,
life.
because
I
Chef's
get
gonna
it.
say something weird, and and again, it's just like they're weird.
Why would he ask her to coffee and or ice cream? He's such a loser.
Yeah, he's weird. I don't
He's
get it,
trying to
man.
scheme his way back to her so bad. I don't care what anyone says. That's his long-term goal. He's such an a-hole too for it. So he could have just married that girl and just not
Yeah,
been a loser and would be happy, I think. But instead, he
I
wanted.
cannot believe that women like are want to be with that guy.
It's the great mystery of life, brother.
I
Overall, like I said, it's a bad week for Craig. Just a bad week for Craig. I feel
Yeah.
I like Craig. I have nothing bad really. I've criticized Craig for certain things in the past, but I think everyone has. But I overall been very pro Craig throughout our binge watch of the show and then
Hmm.
reviews of the show. Uh, so I do hope that he finds something sooner than later that is more accustomed to what he's looking for. Someone who's down to live a domestic life and also still allow, maybe be a working woman, but just someone he can have a sit down. Someone, I guess, that lives in Charleston,
That's what I
frankly.
was gonna say. I think he needs to find somebody that's local, and it's the same thing with Paige. I think if he lived in New York, they'd be all right, and if like vice versa, that's really the distance killed him.
The kids thing's big though too.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Him being like 38 or whatever, or like 36, something like that. Like we get that, right? He's
38.
right in our age range. So
I think he said he was 38 based off of like in
yeah,
2 years.
so I thought 36 or 38. So I understand that sentiment, right? Of not wanting to be a super old dad and
Right.
just kind of so just what it is. It's reality of life. We'll get to see things unfold, more so on these after shows. The reunion will be big for that, right? It'll be one of the first times I'm sure Craig will publicly speak out and have to hear the
Yeah.
opinions of those people on stage. And so
Hmm.
that is a must watch reunion now. So we will at least get that out of this season.
Yeah. Hmm.
Big stuff coming. Traders UK already premiered. Brian had the premiere. I will be back for episode 3 and onward. Traders US season 3. We'll have a preview reaction. They released the first 8 minutes of episode 1. Brian and I will react to that and the cast going into next week's premiere. We have plenty of other things. Like I said, obviously, Southern Hospitality premiering tonight as well. We will get that out probably tomorrow. We have to watch it. We just didn't realize the time changes with the episodes, which is good. We just didn't realize. Then, like I said, we will have things. Surviving Barstool will come back next week. We will continue with that. We've been doing Mr. Beast games. Survivor 48 will be back in February. And also, I believe we do have a Bachelor season starting in January, Brian. So,
Love Island, All
oh,
Stars.
Love Island All Stars too.
Dude, we have a
That I'm looking forward to.
you
Yes.
you just reading rattling off those shows, man. Some of those days are gonna be busy as hell.
Yeah,
Like
some of these
Thursday.
days, you guys may start getting some live reality guys episodes on YouTube right afterwards because we may not have time to edit, or you may be getting them in super episodes or something. We have to drop like 4 things at once in the same episode. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We appreciate the support. Comment how you want us to drop it. Do you want us to drop it on Twitter? Just dropping it on TikTok clips. Like, how the hell do you want us to get some of these out at the same time? Maybe we'll start like early releasing things on TikTok clips, Brian, and then they'll come out on YouTube a few days later. But at least they're out in the public on
Yeah.
time. We'll figure it out. So we'll do something for the people. There's a lot of stuff coming. That's good news, at least for reality fans.
Hmm.
Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all at the reality guys. We appreciate your support there. But until next time, for myself and Brian, thank you so much for watching. Peace.